Hey, welcome guys to Web3 Gamer. This is the weekly recap. I am your host Iceyyy, and I'm joined by my good buddy FriendlyPaisan. Paisan, how you doing, bud?
I'm chilling. I had a great week. Did you have a great week?
I did have a good week. Let's get into that in just a second. First, let me say that, guys, weekly recap. We cover everything in Web3 gaming. That happened this week. Game updates, game teasers, industry news. What else? What else? And things that are on the horizon. So, super excited to do this show. You know, you might not have been early to Bitcoin or Ethereum, but if you're watching this show, you are early to Web3 gaming, and we have a chance at making it. So, Paisan, tell me about your week. How was your week, man? I know there was some big updates.
Yeah, I mean, my week was filled with metalcore. That
Yeah,
was my whole week.
yeah,
It was filled with metalcore. I didn't do anything but play that game, especially when the servers were open. So I know we're gonna talk about it later, but it was awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. Anything else happened this week that anything else going on in your week?
Filmed an Eve update video. They're having some new things going on in there. Obviously, some updates in big time.
Yeah,
We're getting to that later too. But a lot of good stuff happening.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, I had a good week. I had a good week. Definitely the metalcore. Definitely the metalcore. I don't know. So I was sick last week, so I'm still kind of like getting back into the flow of things, getting back into like my schedule and my routine and like my structured daily system. So I had a good week. Didn't create as much content as I wanted to this week, but gearing up for a big week next week. So all right. Without further ado, should we get into it?
Let's
I
do
think
it.
first thing, disclaimer, housekeeping, guys. Nothing on this show is financial advice. Of course, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are basically just degens who like to play video games. So, yeah, don't take any financial advice from this show. Secondly, nothing is sponsored or paid content on this show. No games. We don't make money from this yet. One day, Paisan. When we're gonna talk about that, there was some news that dropped this week that we're gonna get into. But yeah, guys, none of this is paid or sponsored content. This is purely for the love. Things that genuinely stood out to us that we saw over the week. And if we missed something, if something is in the show, if something happened this week that we did not cover, please let us know down in the comments so that we can cover it next week, because there's so much that's happening in Web3 that it's hard to stay on top of everything. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about the structure of the show, and then we'll get it started. So let me take that off. What are we games we're playing? There we go. Okay. So the way that the show works, guys, we're going to start with a bunch of game teasers. These might be games that you already know or games that you haven't seen before, which is really exciting. Then we'll jump into a bunch of game updates. Again, some from your favorite games and some from games that you don't know about yet. Then we'll go over, the biggest news articles and headlines from the week, things that are happening in the industry that we think you should know about. Then we'll talk about what's coming up in the next few weeks, what's on the horizon, whether it's an event, a tournament, a mint, all things like that we think you should, put on your calendar and be aware of, something that you might want to participate in. And then we'll end off the show talking about the games that we are playing, because we are gamers and we are Web3 gamers. Paisan, how does all that sound?
It sounds lovely. I'm
So-
ready.
Sounds lovely, and you're looking lovely, right? You got a
Thank
crispy
you. Thank
new
you.
crispy
Thank
new
you. Thank
camera,
you. Thank you.
upgraded.
You know what? You know what, bro? The reinvestments, bro.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Love to see it. All right, let's get the show started. Paisan, the first one I got for you, Medigates. Have you heard about Medigates?
I have not. I have
Me,
not.
me neither. So shout out to Medigates, shout out to Elixir. I found out about this game from a Twitter space that I think was hosted by Gaspode, another Web3 content creator. So shout out to Gaspode, out there killing it. Obviously they're launched on Elixir, so you know that you can trust Elixir. They got the Elixir approval. I don't think that this clip has any audio, but let's take a look at Medigates. I can't tell if it's mobile or not. If it's
I don't
mobile,
see.
then
I don't
I'm
know.
down for the graphics. If it's browser, I mean,
I'm gonna say it's PC. I think
yeah,
it's a PC game.
Yeah,
I think,
you're probably right. I feel like we see a lot of these kind of stylized games with these kind of graphics. How do you feel about it?
You know, I mean, look, is this an alpha version or is this full?
Good question. We're happy to announce Medigates Online as a new partner for our platform. It's an advanced open world MMORPG for gamers, by gamers. I don't know. You know, I mean, listen,
I don't know.
I always like to see gameplay footage. You know, so, and I did think I liked what I was hearing in their Twitter space, but we don't know much about the game. Kind of need more info. Doesn't look bad. Does not look bad. Just that we see a lot of these graphics.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I just think I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So it's not like, but whatever, you know, if they do something with it, they do something with it. That's cool. But like, I just think I've seen something like this before.
Yeah, I did start off the show in the pre-notes saying to Paisan I was going to be more positive, and already I'm starting off on a bad foot.
You did say that.
My bad. Listen. Shout out to Medigates. Gonna keep an eye on you, and excited to see what you got next. Paisan, this next one. My buddy was hitting me up about this. So I've got a clip from Compete Game put together by Mr. 4Bet. Shout out to Mr. 4Bet, my OG ice poker streamer. Really, he inspired me or motivated me and validated my idea to start streaming. I always give him a lot of credit. So he was playing Compete Game this week, and he was loving it. He was very excited about it. Let's take a look at this clip.
I haven't heard of this before.
It was a little low. If you guys aren't subscribed to Mr. 4Bet, what do you
This
doing?
looks this looks like blockchain super people.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Let's see where they're at.
I think it was on the Elixir app. I'm not sure though. I gotta check where he downloaded this. And I don't know if it was a battle royale. I know that he streamed it and had a blast.
Let's go.
Yo, this looks cool.
Yeah, right?
This looks really cool.
Looks good.
Wow.
I know he's trying to get something going, so I'm going to probably jump in. Hey! Secured the bag? I like that.
Victory. Secured the bag.
Get into it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Chat.
Hell yeah.
See, but this is kind of a game I've been looking for.
Yeah.
I've been looking for something like this on the blockchain, and okay, I got to write this down.
Yeah, definitely something I want to look into. I think you need like tokens or something like that. It is, I believe, on the Ethereum chain, so maybe it's a little bit easier. One of the things that like holds me back, Paisan, from like trying out all these games, like you need Solana wallets, you need Avalanche wallets, you need all these wallets, and then if you need an NFT from that, then you got to transfer funds. It's like, oh man. So much.
Well, yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit on the last one. It's just that there needs to be an easier barrier of entry. Maybe not so much the price, but just an easier way to get in and play these games.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Paisan. This next one is from a streamer. I don't know much about this guy. Seems you know, I don't know. I can't co-sign him, but we got Mr. Paisan himself slapping bots or slapping enemies in freaking in the Metacore alpha.
Oh no, he's not.
Hold on, I love this clip. We gotta watch this clip.
Thank you. Okay.
Dude, I'm lagging horrendously.
I love
this. What my ping was
I love
right
this.
Now. Yo, the homie Iceyyy, baby. What's
This
going on,
is when I
man?
jumped into your
Dude,
stream.
I'm getting some right now. I'm at least trying to get some, bro. Oh my god. He jumped the fence. I didn't expect him to jump the fence. Mr. Giggles work.
So while we watch this clip, Paisan, how was let's talk about Metacore. How was your experience playing Metacore? The open world alpha, man. What did you think?
Dude, I mean, listen, so I have a lot. So first impressions going into the game, it was very confusing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on. You don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of just I was driving my ship around, not knowing what to do for like 20 minutes. After that, I kind of figured it out. You know, I talked about it on my channel. You know, you go in during downtimes when there's no domination, get your materials to try and craft your mechs in order to clap cheeks during the domination.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, once I got the hang of it, bro, it's so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's so much. Obviously, there's bugs. It's pre-alpha. It's fine. We understand that, but The game is so much fun, even in the state it's in now, and I cannot wait to see when it's fully polished and done.
Yeah. Besides a few of the bugs, you're right. I definitely experienced those, but overall, pretty smooth, right? The graphics are incredible. Running around the map was super fun. Jumping into the mechs and hovering around, flying around, going to the other bases was good. I didn't love the gunplay. You know, the gun, the aim was a little bit off. I think that they did update. They did release an update from Monday to Thursday, and I think that they changed. I think that they nerfed the bots a little bit because the bots are like super hard to kill. Bots were insane to kill. So I think they nerfed those. So I think, did you play on Thursday? Did you notice any like significant updates from that?
Significant updates. So in the beginning, when I played day one, they had some sound testing issues where we were shooting and there was crackling sounds. It was like too loud, so they definitely lowered that. And I mean, the second thing that they did was they intentionally made the bots harder on purpose because I didn't think they'd get I didn't think that they think they get as many people to play test the game.
Sure.
And once they realized they did, they lowered the bots difficulty level, and I was hitting them 1-2 shots, they were going down, which is, they're bots, they should be pretty easy to kill. But in the first 2 days, it was easier to kill an actual human than the bots, the AI in the game. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I was, you know, battling against you in the open world playtest alpha. I think that you got the better of me, which I'm not, you know, not surprised. But still hurts my ego a little bit. I was chasing. I think I got you maybe once, but you probably got me like 5 times. It was like 1-5 ratio. But it was still fun. It was still fun. We got to find those clips and post them. For sure. All right. Shout out to Metacore. Really excited. We've been, you know, big fans. We talk about it a lot on the show. You know, the open world alpha is happening. There is a schedule for that. So jump in their Discord, check out that schedule if you want to try this out. You do need an NFT, but we also got like extra access codes, right? From buying the NFT.
Yep. We got 2 extra ones.
So we should be able to give access to people here and there. There's a couple. I've got 2 codes. I think you've got 2 codes. So guys, if you don't want to buy the NFT, you know, pay attention on Twitter, the people that have access codes. Maybe you can scoop one of those up. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving one away Sunday.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, moving on because we don't want to spend too much time. I've got Life Beyond. I've got a clip from KG. Shout out KG Jan. Have you heard of this game or played it at all?
No, I have not.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen any footage. This was the first footage I saw, and it looked good. It looked good, but I don't know much about the game. But I know that like it makes noise. It makes noise. So, I mean, looks pretty freaking good to me.
Wow.
Movement looks solid. Graphics look beautiful.
Wow. This is not easy.
Wow.
I don't know if he's fighting an enemy right now. Like it looks like maybe a dungeon boss or something.
This looks cool.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this reminding me of though? Oh, that's sick.
It kind of reminds me of like the fire boss in like Zelda, like Ocarina of Time. Like,
that's what I was. That's it. You nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. That's it. That's the one. Yeah. It's
just
cool
that
though. I
fire
like
circle, the fire eye.
This is making me so bullish for the future, man. Seeing this.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that when we get to the industry news. We are gonna talk about that. Shout out KG. Shout out Life Beyond. Now that I see, when I heard like Life Beyond, I think of like, you know, Second Life or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, not really interested. But no, man, this is something else. So I gotta take a look.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm writing it down right now.
Next we got some Grit footage. Shout out to Gala Games. Do you know about Grit, Gala? Yes, okay.
I do.
What are your thoughts, or what are your
my thoughts are they need to send me an email with the playtest access code.
Yes.
Shout out to Grit. No, but I'm excited, man. This game's been in rotation. It's been on Epic Game Store for like what, over a year?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm excited, and I haven't even got to test it yet, and I would love to. So
I think half the reason I do this show, Paisan, is just so I can like, you know, generate like a little bit of I don't clout, whatever. I just want people to like send me, the alpha test. Like, how do I get into the, it's like, all right, well, maybe if I create content on the games, they'll be like, oh, hey, we want to be featured. So, hey, man, here. Because right now, like, I have to buy NFTs. I got to like, scour Twitter and Discord. I got to download the game. No one tells me anything. So guys, give me the alpha.
Sames.
We'll get there, Paisan. We'll get there. But this
Hopefully.
is from On-Chain Gaming, of course, one of the biggest creators in Web3 gaming content. Shout out to I think his name is Jake. So we got some great. It's like a Western battle royale. One of the premier titles from Gala Games.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Coming from what we just saw from Life Beyond and KG,
Guys,
like the
I don't
movement
like having
and
this much
graphics.
HP.
Maybe it's because he's streaming. Maybe I don't have the quality.
And I
all
don't
the way
like
up.
not being able to
Hold
find
on, let me
bandages
check this.
anywhere.
Where are we at
Restores a
with
little
this?
grit.
It's from his stream, so maybe the actual graphics are a little bit better
Switch.
on when you play it.
We hit him pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a good.
I don't know.
Yeah, we had no HP.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
I mean,
yeah, we got something.
I mean,
We got
look,
something.
it's
An Alpine shotgun.
it looks good. I mean, it's hard to be impressed after I just saw the last few games that I saw. But what I will say is that the concept is really cool. I love
love
Old Western.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
I agree. I love the concept. Gala is obviously a huge studio, so they, should be putting out quality. They have a lot of trust. They've got a lot of credibility in the space. But you make a great point, man. Some of the quality that we're seeing coming out of games right now is incredible, and it's gonna push people to step their game up. You're not gonna be able to get by with mediocre or halfway graphics and gameplay anymore. So it is bullish for the space. I'm excited to see some early gameplay footage. I mean, the map looks cool. You can go in the building. It's looks like it's fully fledged, built out.
That was a good kill.
And I love battle royales. Like that's my favorite game. So this is something that I do want to like you said, get in there and get in the playtest.
Oh yeah, I'd love to get into the playtest. I would say there are certain games that I would spend money on to get into the alpha playtest. I don't necessarily think I'd spend money to get into this one, but if they want to have me in, I mean, obviously I'd play it. Oh, the horse! That just saved it.
Yeah.
The horsies. That did it. That did it for me.
The horse
okay,
is
we're
good.
back. I rescind everything. Yes, that is the type of content we need. I'm here for it. Yes.
I'm also here for the horse, man. That was one of my favorite. I talk about Zelda all the time, but like, there's just like such a formative game for my childhood, Ocarina of Time. Like,
me too.
Like, the horse was amazing, dude. The horse
Yes.
was amazing. You could even have a horse race. Like, dude, Zelda's goated, man.
I'm here for it.
Top 3, and it's not 3. All right. Shout out to Grit though. Love to see it. Definitely want to get in the playtest at some point. All right, Paisan. Next, I got Artiverse. Shout out to the Artiverse. Tune in for this leaked alpha gameplay for our mobile game, Pong Legends. Do you have a guess what kind of game it's gonna be? Pong Legends.
Hopefully it has something to do with an alcoholic beverage.
Oh wait, where did I just go? Okay, so they just had so it's mobile. I like that.
I'm bullish on mobile games. Good mobile
Bullish
games.
on mobile. Oh, beer pong, you called it. Connect your wallet, bring your hey.
I like the music. I'm down.
Mobile beer pong with the arty, they're known for their art, they're known for their hype, it's kind of streetwear, it's kind of hip hop.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
No, that's cool. That's a cool trailer. I mean, it looks cool. It reminds me of that Game Pigeon game. Just with NFTs. I don't know if anybody's got an iPhone. They have Game Pigeon. There's beer pong on Game Pigeon. reminds me of that. It looks cool. I mean, listen, why not? Mobile games, most of them are free. So, I mean, and I'm super bullish on mobile games. So
Yeah. I'm pretty bullish on Artie overall. I know that they've got big backing. They've got a ton of connections. I know that I think they did a partnership with Bryson. He was I think he hosted a Twitter space for their mint. They just had their mint this past week. Actually, those are, I think you can see a bunch of those on their Twitter page. I'm not even following them. Look at me, a fake fan. Yeah, this is like the artwork. This is their their mints. I do think that these are like actual 3D or whatever. I think that they're they move around and they're gifs or videos. It did strike me, I was looking into this a little bit, it did strike me a little bit like just kind of like a regular NFT mint.
yeah,
Like you got the chain, you got the items, the rarities and things like that. I mean, I like the art like style.
yeah. I mean, am I crazy or do they look a little bit like Blancos?
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
good take.
I see a bit of a resemblance. I mean,
Yeah.
these are obviously very detailed, but like I see a little bit of a resemblance there.
Same kind of like aesthetic, shape
Yeah.
and modeling for sure. I see that. Yeah, I mean with the glasses, I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, it looks interesting. It looks interesting. The artwork is obviously really cool, and they wanted to do something with it so they could give their holders some utility.
Yep.
They added in a mobile game. You could play beer pong, goes along with the style. So, I mean, why not?
Yep. Yeah, I like Artie. I like what I see from them. Curious to see how their mobile game comes out. I mean, it's a mobile game with beer pong, with NFTs. So, checking a lot of boxes there for sure. All right. Next up, I think maybe we got two more clips. I got some No Way Back footage. This is a game that we shared, I think their trailer, maybe 2 episodes ago with MorphBot. Kind of has like some Fortnite,
Sure.
very much
I
Fortnite
do
vibes.
not-
This is from Jin Kieran. Jin Kieran is another incredible Web3 content creator, gamer, and this is I think in partnership with Elixir. So let's take a quick look at some footage here.
Ironic that they were just, kind of chilling there together. Just saying. I'm not sure how I feel about the sniper. I'm gonna need like some one-on-one time checking it out.
First impressions, Paisan, what are you thinking?
Oh, that's already what I got. Okay.
How's it looking?
Oh, man.
hard
So,
to tell the
I mean,
difference
there's a game
between
out there,
the
I mean,
okay.
that's called Kiraverse.
Yes.
Um,
we talked about it last week.
Now that
Yeah.
I know I can glide
Yeah,
around.
I will say that as long as this game builds out their own, Kiraverse kind of relies on other projects' NFTs,
Okay.
which I kind of don't like, to be
Okay.
honest with you. That's a negative
Yeah.
for me. But if this game has their own NFTs in their own little universe, this will actually be better, in my opinion, because you won't have to go out of your way to invest in the barrier of entry won't be as high.
Yeah.
And people will be more willing to play it. This is also a little bit more cartoonized,
Yep.
which I really, really like. I that's a sick shot. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
oof.
okay, this is cool. This is cool. I like this.
Yeah, they're partnered with Elixir. They're getting creators like Jin Kieran, to do streams. So they're doing it right. No way back, guys. No way back. First time I heard about it was 2 weeks ago, and I'm continuing to hear about it. They're continuing to make noise. So shout out to them. Game is looking good. Another one that we got to jump into and
Every
test
time I
out
look
for
down, I'm
ourselves.
writing it down.
Yeah, I know. Well, guys, show notes. The show notes, all of the links for the show will be in the description down below. Last one, Paisan, this is from you. We got STG Football. Tell me about this.
So it is a 4v4 multiplayer game where you can mint the players. They'll come in different rarity levels, but each player, okay, so if I get Lamar Jackson and you get Devontae Adams, we could team up. We're on the same team. We'll get 2 other people. We play 4v4,
Yeah.
but you're locked into that position for the whole game, right?
Okay.
So you could mint a bunch of players, get a bunch of players, but when you play with a team, you have to auto lock a position, right?
Okay.
As far as I know, there's 2 football games out there right now. This is an arcade style game, and it is by far the best one. Not even close, especially when it comes to barrier of entry. The mint price is not going to be that expensive. and it hasn't even come yet. But they were waiting to put out. They are, yeah, there it goes. Official NFLPA partners. So they were waiting to put out a trailer because of their NDA. So when the game comes out, I will definitely be playing this, streaming this. It looks like a ton of fun. They're going to have weekly challenges, daily challenges to boost your players' ratings and stuff. So I'm so excited for this.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. That is an endorsement. Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks good. You're big into the sports game, man. You had hockey last week. You had football.
It's what the space is missing. It's what the space is missing. We need to
sure.
bring sports. Sports fans are some of the most passionate people in the world, and when you combine sports fans with gamers, they're double passionate. So it needs to happen. The space needs to grow like this.
Absolutely. And you know what? We're going to talk about it later in the collectible space. But a lot of sports fans, you know, they collect cards, right? They collect jerseys. They're used to the idea of ownership and owning, you know, the things that they're passionate about. So here's some NFTs, guys.
Yay!
I can see that working. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. All right, guys. That's all that we got for the game teasers for this week. If we missed something, if something caught your eye and we didn't cover it, please let us know in the comments. Moving on, let's actually put some game updates here. Game updates, there we go. First one I've got is an update that I saw, or an announcement from EVIO. So this was in their Discord, but I've got the tweet right here. More than 100,000 USD. I think they could have, like, I don't like how they put up the 100K right there. You don't initially, like, intuitively read 100K, I don't think. But in 2022, this year so far, they've given out $100,000 back to the community, back to the players. I love that. Actually, in this graphic, if we look at this, from play and earn alone has been 60K. And then in the tournaments that they've run, about 40K. So, listen. It's no small number, right? 100K is nothing to sneeze at. Going back to their player base, going back to their community, you love to see it. That's one of the promises, or one of the opportunities in Web3 gaming, is that the players can earn, can get some ROI, have some type of a rev share and some get back on the games that they play, on the time that they put in. EV.io is one of my favorite games. It's just fun and addictive, and I don't know too much about the play and earn aspect. I'm not so hot on having to buy an NFT to then be able to earn back. I know there's been some controversy with them cutting back the earnings or capping the earnings. So there's definitely some things to still be figured out in their ecosystem. But this is Web3 Gamer, and we want to highlight and celebrate the wins and the positive things going on in the community. Did you have any thoughts on this, Paisan?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I just finished and uploaded a video on, you know, the EVE updates. You know, what I will say is this. They are making changes to make it more of a gamer's game rather than an earning game. You know, I mean, now if you go and you look at their game types, a majority of them are only just the game, and you can earn experience now.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are earning Solana, in literal quotations, they have Team Deathmatch earn. So if you want to go earn Solana, you go into those games. If you want to just play the game and have fun and earn XP, you could do all the rest of them. I mean, I like that direction, because Eve was definitely just a purely, I'm just playing just to earn. And now they're making it a gamer's game, which is cool. They're making new hubs now to hang out in, trading posts, mini games. So, I mean, they're going in the right direction now, I think.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Next update that I've got, guys. Crypto gaming token Iceyyy under pressure as $215 million unlock looms for Iceyyy. So you've got a token unlock coming down. Some 10 million of Ixeyy's Iceyyy tokens owned by insiders and early investors will be unlocked soon, creating a bunch of sell pressure. Iceyy's prices dropped following prior unlocking. I mean, yeah, we talked about this last week, man. You know, the unlocking, the vesting schedule for these seed investments. Shout out to Vader Research. He posted that article where he looked at it and recommended a 7+ year unlock schedule. Guys, we're early. We're in the very early beginning innings of Web3 gaming, where, you know, tokenomics are still being figured out. So caveat emptor, do your own research, not financial advice. Be careful. Use extreme caution when investing. If you're going to invest in any kind of token like this, you got to understand, some of these early projects, and I'm not calling out Iceyyy, but some of these early projects, may not have had the best tokenomic seed round structures where, retail is basically going to get dumped on by the early VCs. So something to be aware about, and definitely look into if you're thinking about that. Any thoughts, Paisan?
I mean, the only real takeaways I have from that whole Axie Infinity thing is I think a lot of big projects now, like Big Time, Blancos, who are creating their tokens, their economics, their ecosystems, have learned from those mistakes, and I think they'll grow on it. I mean, we really truly don't know what the future is going to hold when it comes to tokenomics, and it just takes one project to do it right, and then every single one to mimic and copy it. So
hey,
have to see.
I completely agree with that. I do think that this is the iterative process of trial and error, and through all these experiments, we'll find models that do work, that are sustainable, and build for the long term. So unfortunately, we do have to have projects go out there and fail, and I'm not saying that's the case for Iceyyy, but I am saying the case that projects got to go out there and fail so that the ecosystem as a whole can learn, grow, and be better. We talked about it a little bit with the sports stuff. Next update I have is So Rare launching their beta for their NFT-based fantasy sports game. I was put onto this by Bryson. I saw that he made some content around this. He bought one of the NBA NFTs for a player.
He bought Udonis Haslem. It's like the worst player. Udonis Haslem. What are you doing?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to talk about. We'll have to ask Bryson about that.
I'm gonna.
hey, I won't tolerate any Bryson slander on this channel. Shout out to Bryson. Listen, interesting. I'm not a big fantasy sports guy. You're more in the sports lane, Paisan. Is that something? Does this pique your interest? Is this something that gets it for you?
I mean, yes. As somebody that, like you said, I do fantasy football, baseball, everything. So, I mean, for somebody that's in both, Web3 and Web2, I would say, it's something I'm interested in. And I know why Bryson is interested in it as well, because he's also into Web2 fantasy sports and Web3. And, the thing is that, we talked about it last time, that word NFT is such a gross word to people in Web2 right now. So it's going to be really tough to bring them over. And the niche community of Web3 sports fans is really, really small. So the way they market it has to be very important. I think getting Bryson on it is actually pretty smart because he does do a lot of sports stuff. But I mean, I think this is something that'll take more time, but if they get the proper partnerships, just like STG Football did, if they get the NBA PA, if they get those partnerships, it's definitely something that could take off.
Yeah. I'm curious about the model of, fantasy sports. Like, obviously that's a huge industry, right? People love fantasy sports. I'm curious about the model of introducing NFTs to it, where like the question is always like, does this need an NFT? Does this need the blockchain? Or is that just redundant? Like, what benefits do the NFTs bring to that ecosystem? And I'll be honest, I'm a little curious about that because, fantasy sports are from like season to season, year to year. I guess if you get in early with a player, right, the opportunity to, ride up with someone's career and all boats rise with the tide is pretty appealing and interesting. You could make a lot of money from that. But beyond that, like, what utility and benefit does the NFT add to fantasy sports? Because fantasy sports people probably love it already, and they're like, well, why do I have to now pay more money for this? I don't know, but maybe it is like the trading card collectibles angle.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just like, that's what gets trading card collectible people involved, right? I mean, you have people that are collecting cards from when these players are in college. They're buying them for $2-3. They're holding it onto it for 5-10 years. If they win a huge award, they end up selling it for $100, $150. So I guess that's the appeal behind it. But I see what you're saying. Listen, not everything needs to be on the blockchain.
Nope. You've brought me around. I see the vision now, right? It's trading cards. which are already proven. Like you said, if they're able to pull, the big sponsorships, the official partners, that will be huge. And then they're gamifying it by being, well, it's not just a card NFT that doesn't do anything. It actually exists in a fantasy sports game. I'm on board. We're going to have different segments, different slices of the pie in crypto gaming, Web3 gaming. So this makes sense. I like it. Shout out to So Rare, one of the leaders. They're doing it big. Next article I got for you, Paisan. Alluvium capital raise is coming. This is a Medium post, and I don't know who it's from. This guy Ramphy. So I don't think that this is like an official Alluvium, publication or anything. But it is like a blog article, right? And he's talking about Alluvium raising money, and the reason why they need to raise money, to build out the game, to have more runway. It's a very short article. You could read it, 2 minutes. My thoughts on this were, he's making the case that, hey, we're in a bear market. Recession is coming. Alluvium has very ambitious goals and ambitious targets for what they want to do with their game. And hey, that costs money. I'm a little concerned when I saw this article with Alluvium being one of the bigger, studios in the space and having already raised so much money and having so much funding and backing. Now, it's always good to have more money in the war chest, save for a rainy day. But this does make me a little bit concerned for all the other game developers out there that don't have that kind of funding, that might not have that much runway, and are going to struggle to be able to finish their games or develop their games if they run short on funding. Any thoughts on this, Paisan?
I mean, the only questions I really have with Alluvium, I guess, is number one, what are they using the money for? What are they allocating it for? Is it for marketing? Is it for throwing money back into the game? I mean, listen, we all know in this day and age, building a large game is super expensive. You could look at any AAA game title, Grand Theft Auto, any of the sports games, all of it takes hundreds of millions of dollars to fund.
Yeah.
My only counter argument is that this space is so brand new. Maybe some money was wasted. Who knows what happened? And maybe they needed to build that funding back up because they want to maybe put it towards the game. Maybe they want it, like we said last week, $6.8 million on a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's going to be allocated for.
They saw the Super Bowl ad article and they're like, we need a Super Bowl ad.
Crowdfunding. But yeah, dude. Nah, I mean, so realistically, all we could do is wait and see what they're going to do with the money.
Yeah.
That's all we could. That's all we could do.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, some things to pay attention to on the development side, on the financing side. We cover a lot of games. We're excited about a lot of games, but as you said, Paisan, it's going to take a lot of money to bring these games to the finish line. So I thought that was something interesting that stuck out to me. Next game update, we had an update, an AMA from Big Time. I can share this link in the show notes. This is actually, I think, a recording from Big Time Intel. So shout out to you, Big Time Intel, always putting out the big time info for us. Paisan, you were in this space, right? Tell me about it. What did you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Big Time ambassador. I chilled in the space. I think the one thing that they were focusing on was adding different rooms to make it feel more like an actual game, right?
Okay.
So they're going to add forges, armories, but they also are going to add their token pretty soon. We talked about, I think we talked about it at the top of the show, finally introducing their tokenomics and everything that's going on. I mean, it was very informative. The biggest takeaways for me, they were adding more exits for players, more abilities for NFT drops. I think there was a little bit of a complaint within the community about people who bought the pass versus people who won through a Ruby pass, getting a bunch of NFT drops, and they didn't. I'm a Ruby pass guy. I didn't pay for it, and I got a couple NFT drops. So I could see, I could see the frustrations there from players who bought it. But for me, the biggest takeaway is that they're finally building out a real social hub, and Forge Room's NFT, the Armory Room is basically going to be your NFT room, right? So all the cosmetics that you have, you're going to be able to display it, show it, and I think that's really, really cool for a game like this because I appreciate the graphics and the effort that they put into the
Absolutely.
art for the NFTs. So I'm looking forward to this. I will have a sick Forge Room, a sick Armory Room. But yeah, I mean, it was a great space. They're constantly looking to evolve and big time. I mean, I'm a big time ambassador, so I have to say it. I'm bullish on the project.
Yeah, no, Big Time's definitely one of my favorite games in the space. I do have my eye on some land. Land prices have been coming down. I still think they're going to come down a little bit further, so I'm holding out for that. So yeah, absolutely, this space update is very relevant to my research there. Cool. Shout out to Big Time. Keep doing your thing. Keep shipping, and can't wait to see what you got going on. Next, guys, this is the PSA segment of the show. I saw this retweet from Jinkirian. I think that he summed it up really well. You got to beware the scams, guys. A community member was drained. Their account was drained. Their wallet was hacked after downloading a game. He says if it's not on Elixir or from a reputable and doxed team, be careful. You got to be careful. Stop downloading random files from strangers. You know, beware the links that you click. So if you wanted to click into it, scam alert, contacted by Burst. This is from L_Soulboy. Because they wanted me to promote their project. After some research, I noticed that the entire project is just a fake copy of a P2E game called Blast Royale. So don't click on any of those links. Got to be careful. Man, I feel like crypto Twitter and Web3 gaming space is just so primed for we're targets for scammers, fake mints. Everyone's trying to get access to your computer. So as like us who are in the trenches of trying out new games and looking for new games and wanting to be a part of these alpha tests, you just got to be careful. Always double check, triple check to make sure you're clicking on, reputable links. You know, you're clicking on the verified account or the real account. Yeah, it's like in construction. I think the saying is like measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
Well, like measure 3 times, check, triple and quadruple check.
Yeah, and I just think that people guys, also you guys have the resources to not only us, but Web3 Twitter can be extremely helpful. If you guys have an issue or even people's discords, just ask,
Yep.
hey, have you ever heard of this project, whatever. And if people say no or that looks like a scam, then just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately the scammers are getting better, they're not getting worse. So
yeah, stay safe out there, friends. All right, guys, that's it for the game updates. I'm excited to jump into the news section. There's a bunch of industry news. We got some big articles to cover. But if we missed any game updates, let us know in the comments, and we'll try and cover it next week. All right, guys. First article that we've got: Redditors have created millions of crypto wallets to buy NFT avatars. This was a huge article, but I'm even still surprised that it wasn't bigger than what it was. This is massive. This was massive. Let me see if I can find the quote here. Let's see.
That's a pretty big deal. I mean, I have a couple reasons why it wasn't bigger than it was.
Oh,
I mean, I just think that, mainstream finance media is just shutting down anything that has to do with NFTs or crypto. I don't think big banks want people to know about this, the downloads. So unfortunately I have to say it, but mainstream finance media, because I was involved in it and I still kind of am as my day job, they don't really want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah, I hear you. Here's the quote from the article. So today during a panel at TechCrunch Disrupt, Reddit Chief Product Officer Polly Bot, sorry if I mispronounced your name, revealed that over 3 million Redditors have used Reddit's Vault blockchain wallet to create over 3 million crypto wallets to date. Most of these, 2.5 million, were created to purchase NFT avatars that can be used as profile pics on the platform. I've actually got this tweet thread from Babes Cryptoland. Shout out to Erica, really, really dope creator. So what did she say? let's see. She said to everyone talking about the Reddit having more. Hold on. She had a good thread. I think this is the thread. Reddit. So this was from September. She actually called it correctly. She said Reddit doesn't say it, but this is definitely an NFT. It's called the collectible, Paisan. So we were talking about skins. We're talking about NFTs. Reddit is calling them collectibles. Gotta like that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Further into claiming your collectible, it becomes apparent that it's an NFT. It's on chain, secured in their vault, which are just wallets. And when it's creating, everybody in or anybody in Web3 can tell that it's minting. She goes on to say, let's see, the Reddit NFT store, bunch were sold out. I think that the point that I want to highlight with this is that it seems like Reddit integrated the NFT technology, the blockchain technology, without revealing, that it was NFTs and using blockchain. They just allowed Redditors to, have these collectibles as profile pictures. And on the back end, we've got NFTs and blockchain. I actually think that they run on Polygon. So huge, checkpoint for Polygon partnering with Reddit. And we've got 2.5, 3 million new wallets, Reddit users, getting Trojan horsed into NFTs and Web3. That's incredible.
I mean, hey, it worked, right? It worked. Whatever you got to call them, it doesn't matter. I call them avatars. They're calling them collectibles. Call them whatever you want. But at the end of the day, they have NFTs now. Whether they're happy about it, know about it or not, that's what it is. It's on the blockchain. They have a virtual wallet. So whatever's working, that's fine by me.
Absolutely. Yeah, and as Erica said, she illustrates below how a normie, quote unquote, wouldn't even know that they're actually creating a wallet based on how Reddit words and displays their NFTs. So super freaking cool. We'll have the link to the tweet and the article in the description if you want to read more about that. But man, that's big. I mean, Reddit's one of the most popular websites in the world, and they are bullish on crypto and Web3. So, man,
that's huge. That's huge.
Absolutely huge. In other industry news, this is a little bit closer to us. Arcade is a great team, great project building in the Web3 gaming content space. They're content creators. They interview a lot of games. They have a lot of games on their show. They just landed $3.2 million investment from Crypto.com, Solana, KuCoin, and others to make GameFi mainstream. Damn, I mean, listen, I see this, like, I follow Arcade, right? I actually jumped into their, they hosted a game night on Wednesday. They played EVIO with Spike. I think Erica, Cryptoland Babes was in there. Super fun. I appreciate them hosting a space like that. I actually want to do like a community game night. I think that's awesome. But man, $3.2 million to build out their platform. Now they're going to be doing stuff with, it's a GameFi platform that's democratizing Web3 gaming. Okay. I think they're going to be doing stuff with NFTs and let's see. Wants to make accessible the requirement, purchase native NFTs. Let's see. Connects users with in-game rewards that are available in any play-to-earn game. So they're builders. They're building in the Web3 gaming space. But you know who else are builders and building in the Web3 gaming space, Paisan? You and me, buddy. That's right. Web3 gamers.
I was gonna say.
Hey, Crypto.com.
Where's my 3.2 million? No, I'm kidding.
Yo, I'll take 1.2. I'm cheap.
I'll take $10.
If anyone wants to sponsor Web3 Gamer, Paisan and I are here for it. But no, I mean, listen. All jokes aside, to see this kind of investment come into the media, come into the content creators, it's exciting, man. It's exciting. I think we all see where the hockey puck is going, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, all jokes aside, congratulations to them. Well-deserved. Obviously a great platform, and they're going to continue to push Web3 gaming as we all are. So congrats to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with 3.2 million. All right, guys. speaking about money, always like to share, other money that's getting raised. So this Web3 infrastructure firm, ChainSafe, raised $18.75 million in a Series A. The fund was oversubscribed, led by Round 13, included NGC Ventures, Hashkey, Sfermion, and J Square. I don't know those last two, but money coming into the space. I like this one because it's for infrastructure. So I love seeing that because we're going to need infrastructure to scale, infrastructure to onboard, the next generation. I don't have too much to say about this other than money coming in. Love to see it.
Yep, me too. As long as the money keeps coming in and it's not going out and people aren't losing money, then I'm cool with it.
Absolutely. Here they say, all right, particularly with regards to gaming, its flagship product Web3.Unity, which connects games using the development engine Unity and blockchain technologies. All right, cool. Get the money, boys. Another money article. I mean, this is industry news, right? We got to talk about what's going on in the industry. A lot of the industry is led by, these investments. Data.ai. This is actually general gaming. 1.54 billion. I said that with a B, capital B,
Yeah, B.
billion spent per week on mobile games in Q3. There's another, listen. Look
Per
at this.
week?
Per week. Now, this is gaming. This is mobile gaming, the entire industry of mobile gaming. Look at this. We are on track to spend $222 billion this year. 60% of that coming from mobile.
That's crazy. What a number.
What a number. So what gets me excited about this, Paisan, and the reason I want to share it is Web3 gaming is so small, so early. We're like, I feel like Web3 gaming is a baby in the womb. We're not even born yet. Like, really, we're not even born. I see content creators be like, can we stop talking about Web3 gaming being early? We're not early. Like, gaming has been around forever. I'm like, bro, what Web3 games are out that you can, like, fully fledged? They're not in beta. They're not in alpha. Like, they're fully fledged. You can go play right now. Like, what, Blankos on the Epic Store?
Yeah, there's like literally one.
That got, like, that got announced, like, what, 2 weeks ago? Like, no, we are early. Like, how much money is being made? How much money are gamers spending on Web3 games? It's not 222 billion. It's probably not even 1 billion, right? Like, I mean, we're definitely spending money on NFTs, right? And there's, there's so there is money being spent. But what makes me bullish and excited, and the reason why I wanted to share this, is that number is only going to grow. It's only going to grow. And you know what, Paisan? It's probably going to grow by a magnitude of like 10x. The amount of money that gamers spend, if gamers are spending $222 billion in regular gaming with 60% of that going to mobile games, what are they going to do? How much money is going to be spent on Web3 games when you can actually own the assets, you can own the cosmetics, you can own the collectibles, you can, treat them like future investments that might appreciate. Man, this just gets me so excited and so bullish. There's so much money. There's so much opportunity in this space. I know I'm ranting and raving, but I can't like get excited enough. This reminds me of like Amazon 10 years ago. It's like it was already a juggernaut, but like it's still 10x'd from where it was.
Yeah, and everything you said was correct, but the only way I see this failing is that if these projects don't focus on the game.
Yeah,
the gameplay is the most important thing. If the gameplay is right, everything else falls into play, and that's what Web2 games do perfectly. The gameplay is perfect. What they fail to realize is the blockchain. Yep. So once we combine those, that number will 10x.
Absolutely. I mean, the opportunity is there. The industry is there. And it's exciting to be, in the early stages. Again, I feel like Web3 gaming is a baby in the womb. We haven't even been born yet. So, man, we got our entire lives in front of us, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, couple more quick hit pieces. I wanted to share this, guys. A little bit of industry news. This is a really great thread from Crypto in Black at the Hidden Maze. He's got the ultimate GameFi thread. This is number 2. He shared part one last month. Again, just talking about everything. This is a great thread. I'm not going to go over it here because it's too much. It's too comprehensive. He talks about so much in this thread. I will link it down below. But if you are in quote unquote GameFi, Web3 gaming, this is a great way to, there's going to be stuff in here, I promise you, that you have not seen, that you were not aware of, that is going to get you excited and bullish on the future that maybe you want to be aware of. So super, super good thread from him. Check that out. Paisan, moving on. Let's take a second to talk about this. Another industry news. I wanted to share this. Another content creator. Shout out to Spike Reacts, at Spike Reacts on Twitter. He announced this week that he's launching his very own Web3 esports community called Waypoint Esport. Little tough to say there, Spike. Waypoint Esport doesn't necessarily roll off the tongue. You can see the logo right there.
Logo's cool.
Logo's super cool. He said the goal of this community is to bring together and grow the Web3 esports community. We'll be doing this by providing guidance and tools for content creators, esports players, guilds, and tournament organizers. So I know that, you know, through following Spike, that he's very bullish on esports and growing esports within Web3. He thinks that that's, and I agree with him. He says that that's one of the ways that we're going to grow as an overall space, as an industry. We got to get the competitive, the competition, the battling, the esports going in Web3. And shout out to him. He's leading the way in that with this new announcement and community. So
That's awesome, and he's 100% right. You know, anything that has to do with competitive gaming always draws eyes and attention. You see on Twitch now, hundreds of thousands of views, Valorant tournaments, CS:GO tournaments, this, that, and a third. You know, and we definitely need that. And he's doing the right thing. And this is, you know, something like this is always something I wanted to be a part of. You know, right now I'm on Gaming Ape Club Twitch team, but you know, they do a lot of Web2 stuff. I'm trying to push them over into Web3, even though they're a Web3 project. You know, I'm trying to get them over, but you know, to their point, there's not a lot of games out there right now where they can go in and, you know, be competitive besides like EVE, you know? So this is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Love to see it. Love to see what he's going to continue to do with that project. Guys, if you're not following Waypoint Esport, go give that a follow. He's got a thread talking about, you know, why he's doing and what his plans are. So we'll link that below. But shout out to Spike. The last one that I wanted to touch on, Paisan, is this was big news. Maybe last week we could have covered it, but I was sick and we didn't. The SEC probing the Bored Ape Yacht Club over, you know, unregistered security offerings. This is kind of an update to an article that we talked about maybe 2 episodes ago, where it was more of an opinion piece. So I didn't give it too much credence at the time, but now we have an official announcement where the SEC is actually looking into Bored Ape Yacht Club. Maybe they sold their land or their NFTs, and maybe they're riding too close to the sun with them being too close to being securities, and now they're going to be looked at. You know, there's probably a lot that we could talk about here, but you know, generally,
there is.
What are your general thoughts?
Without doxing my day job too much, I mean, I knew this article was coming out weeks before it actually happened.
Okay.
If you could put 2 and 2 together of where I work. So basically, the reason why I've been so skeptical on, you know, getting into tokens, tokenomics, and you know, land and acquire is because I knew this article was coming out, and I knew that the SEC was going to start cracking down on it. I didn't really show light on it too much because I didn't want to dox myself too much, but that's all I have to say about it. Just be careful, be skeptical where you put your money. The SEC is coming for you, and if you've made a shit ton of money in crypto over the past 2 years, the SEC is coming for you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. SEC is coming. SEC is looking at it. Now, is there potential, because this is one take that I saw, Paisan, is there potential where it's kind of like the Kim Kardashian thing? Like they go after, you know, the most famous person, the most famous name, little slap on the wrist, here's a fine, you know, kind of scare off everyone else. Like, hey, don't do this. You know, it's not good. And obviously Bored Ape Yacht Club, if there was anyone to go after, they're definitely the top. So
yes, that's pretty much, they're going after the most notorious right now.
What do you think that this means? So, you know, given maybe whatever insight that you have, what do you think that this means for crypto games in the future to our
regulation?
Land? Okay.
Regulation is coming.
Yeah.
Regulation is coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Regulation's coming.
Well, and I think, the other take in that regard that I've heard is that is bullish. Like we talked about it last week with Alluvium getting
I'm a fan.
Yeah. It's like, hey, guess what? It's like, okay, you're a security. Well, guess what? Securities are legal. Like they're regulated, but they're legal. It's not illegal to have a security, and just the biggest thing though, and this is a take that I've heard, is like we need that clarity around the regulation, around what we can do and what we can't do, so that we can, because I think a lot of these projects, a lot of these games, want to build, and I think that the SEC or governing boards generally don't want to stifle innovation. They want these games, especially because it's games and it's entertainment, like we talked about with Alluvium last week. They want them to be able to build. Just don't want people to get wrecked. Don't want people to get it taken advantage of. Don't want people to invest in something and lose their house or lose a bunch of their money. So to be fair,
and then that's
the crypto libertarian in me hates that I say this and that I agree with this, but I'm okay with regulation because it means that we get to exist.
Yes.
If you can't beat them, join them. And I don't necessarily want to beat them. I don't know if we can beat them. So it's like, well, hey, if we have to join them, if we have to get regulated, if we have to adapt to be able to have our fun, I would rather that. Maybe that's controversial. I don't know. But it is what it is.
I think my opinion's about to be controversial. I think we, at least in the Web3 space, I think we need regulation because of the stigma that we get from a majority of the investing world, where it's not safe, where the quote unquote 97% of all NFT projects are rug pulls. We need to get rid of that. And how do you get rid of that? Through regulation. The regular markets, stocks markets, bonds, ETFs, they're all regulated. So this should be too. And that's my 2 cents about it.
Yeah, I don't think that we can exist where it's not regulated, right? If we want a seat at the big boy table, we got to play by the big boy rules. So there's, like we said, there's a lot there. We could talk about this forever. Wanted to touch on it. Guys, that's going to do it for the industry news. Hope that you liked that segment. Hope that there was some value there for you. Let me take this little graphic off. We got a couple things on the horizon, and then we'll close out with the games that we're playing. The first one that I got for you, Paisan, E4E, another esport. We're going to jump right from Spike over to another one. Esports for everyone. E4E. Kind of a cute ring to it. I'm not mad at it. I like it.
I'm a fan of the logo.
I like it. Yeah, the logo's cool. And Xborg. I don't know too much about them. I follow them on Twitter. I know Nerez is Team Xborg. I know that I get slapped in EVIO all the time by Xborg players. So they're building Web3 esports together. This was an announcement of a partnership. Again, we love to see these collaborations. We love to see these partnerships. We love to see Web3 esports continuing to grow. So shout out to E4E and Xborg for this.
Yeah, I have my own opinions on Xborg, but I won't share them. But it's cool to see these collabs. It's very cool.
I don't know much about them, so maybe there's something that
off the pod. Yeah.
Off the pod. Guys, we got to be honest, right? As we grow as a space in an industry, not everyone's gonna get along. There's gonna be the drama, just like in any other industry. And it's gaming. Gaming gets heated. It's crypto. Shit gets heated. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to the NFT space this week, but there's big drama with Beanie coming back into the space and jumping on these spaces, and then some people were accepting, and then a lot of people were not. There's all sorts of drama going on the Twitter spaces, but we won't. That's beyond the scope of the show. Shout out to E4E, shout out to Xborg, shout out to Web3 esports. Next one I got for you. Let's see. On the horizon, let's keep it in the theme. Spike, I saw this tweet. This Saturday, he'll be fighting side by side with Jin Kieran, again, another creator we've talked a lot about on today's show, and Yiken_ETH in an official Spider Tanks tournament. So Dynamic Crypto Gaming is hosting the Gala Games official Spider Tanks tournament starting this Saturday, October 22nd of October, 3 p.m. In their Discord. Lots of NFT prizes, Gala Gold memberships, 21 teams competing. We'll link this thread down below. This is happening tomorrow, right? Yeah, today's the 21st. This is happening tomorrow. So if you want to participate or maybe watch, that's going on. Check that out. Did you anything to say on this?
Oh, I love it because we need more tournaments. We need more events to get people involved in Web3 gaming because there's still a large portion of people, you know, from projects I invested in early on that just think NFTs are art still, you know, so bringing them over to this and having events and giving away stuff like this is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That one's going on tomorrow, guys. Check that out. Next, I've got Star Atlas. Star Atlas and Sandbox are uniting for a game jam. A game jam contest. Check out the details for this. We'll link it down below. I don't know if it's like an art contest. I think it's something like that. We're back with the next level challenge for your inner creator. Design a sandbox game set in the Star Atlas universe. And I think they're giving away 30,000 sand.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Register and compete, friends.
Come on.
Register and compete, friends.
Each
Oh
winner
my
will
goodness.
receive 7,500 sand and 3 Star Atlas game keys, 3 Thimble air bikes. I don't know what Thimble is, and 3 Thimble Lobies.
Beautiful. I don't know what Thimble is either, but I know what the air bikes are because I have one. But
so this actually started just a few days ago, and it will be going until November 13th. So you got a lot of time, guys. A lot of money at stake. I'm surprised I didn't see more about this, but that's why you tune in to Web3 Gamer. We get in the trenches. We find the news that you need to know. I will have this blog post linked down below. This is big. This is probably the biggest tournament that we've seen in
huge. And you know what? It proves that Star Atlas is just, they're teaming up with a great OG project like the Sandbox, who is established, their game's going, and from what I've seen from the artwork from Star Atlas, that is a game that I cannot wait for.
Oh yeah.
So excited.
Oh yeah. Another one that we need the play test for. Come on. Come on.
100%. Give it to me.
Give it to me. My body is ready.
My body is ready.
All right. Next one I saw on the horizon. This was on VentureBeat. I don't know if this has to be a sponsored article. I couldn't see anything on it though. But they covered Mighty Bear Games. I don't know much about Mighty Bear Games, but they're doing a free NFT mint for their Web3 game. So guys, like I said at the top of the show, you might not have been early to Bitcoin or Ethereum, but if you're watching this show, you are early to Web3 gaming, where there is no shortage of opportunity. Who knows? Maybe it's Mighty Bear, maybe it's another game, but one of these games, you know, could be the next big thing. And if you get early into their NFTs, that could be really profitable. Not financial advice, but hey, it's a free NFT. Beware the scam message earlier. Don't get scammed. So be very careful with this stuff. But that's why I wanted to share this. When I see it on a reputable site like VentureBeat, okay, they got that approval. Mighty Bear's doing a free mint. I'll link this down below. Definitely check it out if you're interested. Let me see if I can find the date. It's something. Let's see. First private mint for the guaranteed allow list will take place November 5th. So you got a few weeks to get into that. Then there'll be a second allow mint on November 6th. And then the public mint, if any supply remains, which at this point, guys, there's never any public supply left. That'll take place on November 9th. I'm sure the details on how to get into the allow list are in this article, so we'll have that link down below. Maybe put this on your calendar. Look into it.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely will. I mean, listen, free mint, reputable site, why not?
Yeah, Mighty Bear Games. All right, I think we got maybe two more. I wanted to share this Paisan for anybody who may need to be aware. Blur.io had an airdrop. Did you see this?
No, I did not. Tokens.
Again, I'm always like cautious when it comes to these airdrops. I don't know if they're legit or a scam. It turns out that this is an actual, real, legit airdrop, so I do feel comfortable sharing it. Some people made out really well. I think the token has probably dropped since then because people have sold. But if you traded NFTs, you may be eligible for their airdrop. I checked a few of my addresses where I did trade NFTs and I wasn't eligible, so I was a bit weird. I was like confused. I still have an address to check out. You've got 14 days to claim, guys, and it was a legit airdrop. Now they're doing something different, Paisan. And this is like, I saw a funny joke about like, you know, bear market versus bull market. Like in the bull market, you got airdrop, you know, 10K sometimes, right? Like some of these airdrops are insane. This is an airdrop where you get a crate. So you get a crate, and I don't think it like opens up for like 2 or 3 months. I think it opens up like 2.5 months from now or something like that. So you don't even know like what you're getting. Like you're gonna have to come back and find out, and maybe it's something good, maybe it's not. I have no idea. But 14 days to claim, and yeah, there might be money. You guys might have money waiting for you, so go check that out.
Yeah, well, it's cool. It's a holding incentive, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're not just giving something to somebody and then they're just throwing it right down the drain, which I think is a lot of people's fear in the Blankos community with the new Mythic token. You know, people are, whoever owns the Season 0 Blanco,
Shots
you know,
fired.
shots fired, but it's the truth. You know, people who get Season 0 Blankos who were there before are going to get an airdrop of Mythic tokens. And, you know, people are just nervous they're going to get rid of them. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Is that what was announced? I didn't see that, man.
Yeah, they got a Mythic token now. They're releasing it
No,
pretty
I know
soon.
the token, but I didn't know the airdrop.
It's a rumor. It's either going to be Season 0 or Builders. They don't know yet. But
okay.
it's a rumor.
Wow. I had called that airdrop. I had called it like
Yeah,
I think I called it on definitely this show, but I also called it on Around the Metaverse with Crypto Stash. I was like, listen, like we don't know anything about the distribution of these Mythic tokens, but like maybe there's going to be an airdrop.
There definitely is probably one coming, and then you know we'll see. Is it going to be Season 0 Gem Mint users only? Is it going to be if you own a Season 0 Blanco? That's all stuff that's up in the air. We don't really know yet. So I'll be patiently waiting. I still have mine.
Yeah,
I got my Gem Minted Harlequins. I got my gem. I kept all of it. So we'll see.
Hell yeah. Mikey Z is saying that you needed to trade a minimum of 1 ETH to qualify for the airdrop. Thank you for doxing me as a broke bitch, Mikey. Yeah, so
that's
again,
funny.
look into those details. You guys might qualify you know, for an airdrop. All right, guys, last article. Why do I have okay. Oh, I had interesting news on that last one. Okay, yeah. On the horizon. Let me put that up. There. Guild of Guardians. Guild of Guardians is hosting Trivia Night. They're giving away 500 GOG tokens or $500 GOG prize pool. GOG is like 18 cents, so it's not a huge giveaway. It's like $100, so I'm not exactly sure how that is structured or that's gonna work out. But they're hosting a Trivia Night, which is a fun way to give back to the community. Fun little thing going on. It is October 23rd, so what is that? Sunday? Maybe Sunday night?
Yeah.
Trivia night, play some trivia, win a little bit of money, you know, do your thing. On the horizon,
For
guys.
sure.
Free ways to make money, potentially.
Potentially get involved.
Get involved. All right, Paisan, that's everything I had for the bulk of the show. Anything else that we should discuss?
I mean, listen, there's so much that we cover, but I know there's also so much that we miss.
Yeah.
So what I will always say is, please, guys, just tell us. Like I even say this on my stream, just tell us, because I want to know. I want to be involved. I want to be involved in as many Web3 gaming projects as I can. So if you guys have anything, literally anything that we didn't talk about, please let us know, because I'm always down to check it out. Dude, like we were going through there, man, and I just wrote down 4 games that I never heard of that I'll have more for the games. I don't have a lot of, besides 2 games I played this week. So for next week, I'll have more games we're playing. You know?
Hell yeah. Guys, I think that was it for, you know, all the news and game updates that you know, caught our eye this week. Maybe it was like a slower-ish week, but still a lot of good stuff there. Yeah, let's close out the show with some games that we are playing. Let's see. Again, I was kind of getting back onto the horse this week. Hold on, let me put this up here. So I was playing. I know I played. I loaded up some Ice Poker. I had the poker itch. I had the DGen itch. I played 3 tournaments, Paisan. I won 2 of them, and I got second in the one that I didn't win. And I was like, so like I got sucked out on it. It was like Ace Jack versus like Ace 9, and like a huge hand. So I'm like, I've got like a really good win ratio in ice poker right now, and I'm like trying really hard to like maintain it. So I played some ice poker. I loaded that up. Obviously, loading up some EV.io. It's just so easy to do. It's so fun and addictive. I played the community night on Wednesday. Shout out to Arcade for hosting that. And then, of course, I was in the Metacore. I was in the Metacore alpha. I think I played 2 or 3 alpha tests. I had some issues on one of them. They had that big update that was like 40 gigs.
Dude, I tweeted about it. It was so ass. I was midstream downloading that shit, dude, because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, that shit was a little rough, but you know, that's like the price we play, the price we pay for playing these alpha tests. Which really, man, I think they gotta like these games gotta start doing more to reward the alpha testers, man.
Yes.
Like. We're creating content for you guys. We're putting in, you know, the time, the effort. We're playing your janky ass games, your buggy ass games, and this is not specific to Metalcore. And I do say this with love, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the community is doing a lot to support you guys, and it'd be nice. It'd be nice to find a way to kind of reward those early users, those early adopters.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but Metalcore, if you want to airdrop me like a medic or something, that'd be sick.
Something, you know? Even if it's like a badge, you know, some type of badges or something. Because with Metalcore, you know, again, shout out to Metalcore, really enjoyed their play test. And it is an honor and a privilege to be able to play early, right? But at the same time, we do invest in their NFTs, so it goes both ways.
Two-way street.
But, you know, they did say, like, you know, when they go to their full launch, you know, a year or so, whenever they do that, you know, all the data will be wiped. So you're gaining experience and wisdom and, you know, like early alpha, but you're not gaining really any in-game assets, anything that like, you know, you're going to be able to like benefit from in the future. So I think that model needs to evolve a little bit to reward the people who are like your day one supporters, you know?
Yeah, of course. I completely agree, you know, and I think, listen, the one thing I will say about, you know, games like Metalcore is that they take feedback extremely well.
Yeah.
And I can't say the same for some other Web3 developers. I'll throw my shade there.
Ooh,
but but I will say every time there's something
Paisan.
not when it comes to this one development company. But what I will say is that I think if that is mentioned by day one players, I think they'll definitely do something about it, because when it came to the volume issues, they fixed that and update immediately. When it came to us falling out of the map the first 2 days, they fixed that immediately, you know? So it's just, they take feedback. They actually want the feedback. Games like them, Undead Blocks takes feedback extremely well, you know? So that's why I could see that actually happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I do appreciate that and respect that, and that's one thing that I love about the Web3 gaming space is that, a lot of projects, some aren't, but a lot of projects are valuing that feedback and taking those early suggestions. I was listening to a space, and they were making that point and talking about that, and it's a beautiful thing, right? Because a lot of these, you know, traditional Web2 game studios, like, you know, their model is to, you know, make a game and sell as many copies as they can, and you got something to say about it, they're not so interested. Oftentimes they're too big, and they think that they're you know, impenetrable, and that they don't need to listen to their users. And a lot of games that frustrates a lot of gamers and leaves a lot of gamers unhappy. So it is a beautiful thing that there is more open dialogue and communication in the Web3 game development space. And, you know, not for nothing, right? I know that Metalcore does have a creator program. I made a little short content piece about it. I know Guild of Guardians, I think, has like a referral program. So there are these games that are building out these programs, where, you know, whether it's like referrals or, you know, content creation or promotion, or, you know, even bounty programs. So I love to see things like that. Paisan, what games were you playing this week? I know we talked a little bit about them, but I don't think we got the full.
I mean, so this week I played EVIO,
Yeah.
mostly for the Halloween updates, the structure
Yeah.
updates. And I mean, look, you can't complain about a browser game like that.
Yeah.
You load in,
You
you're
can't.
earning, it's great.
Yeah.
Metalcore, oh my god. I know
Yeah.
we talked about it, but I'm just gonna say it. I played it most of the week.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. Shout out to the Metalcore team. You guys are fantastic. And you with them in the Discord, they're always there. Somebody's always there to answer your questions. This, that, and Metalcore's been solid. And then, you know, lastly, the Blancos Halloween Junction update. That's been really cool. The Junction looks, in my opinion, it looks better now than it looked before. They did a great job with it. So yeah, just those 3 games, but there are games on the horizon that, you know, I think by next week for this segment, I'll have more. I'll have more.
I mean, you don't have to like feel like you have to, because, you know, we're gamers, and it's a signal of the games that we are playing and going back to and enjoying. You know, I'm not gonna play a game that I don't want to play. You know.
No, definitely.
So.
Oh, and Big Time. Sorry, I played Big Time. I gave away Ruby passes. Big Time.
I am missing my
Time.
Big Time. I have not jumped in with the squad in a while. I've been so busy. I was sick. All this stuff. I am itching to get back to Big Time. But there's all these other games that I want to try out too. So it's tough. It's tough to find the balance.
Yeah, it's hard, but what I will say is that Big Time, there were certain exploits in the game that, you know, including myself, were using. Unstoppable Shout, for people that know, was basically the invincible shout, and they took care of that. And the way they have changed the graphics with the enemies has been really cool. They made them more detailed. Their movements more detailed, and I can really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been really cool to see. They added some comedy into the game. There's like a certain shout that you can do to certain creatures where, like, after you kill them, they just like shoot up into the air, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Nice.
That's not and I thought that was a mistake, but that happens. That's supposed to happen.
Okay, all right. These are the game updates that I need, Faizan.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But Big Time has been great, and I vowed next week I'll be playing more Big Time, and I will. So
nice. All right, guys, I love it. All right, guys, that has been the show, Web3 Gamer Weekly Recap, episode 5. If you enjoyed the show, a free way to support the channel: leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment down below. What games are you playing? Those are the games that we've been playing. Let us know games that you're playing, and if we missed anything on the show, as always, please let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, Discord. We're very reachable, and we'll try and include it in the show next week. But that's all we got. Appreciate you guys if you made it this far, and we'll see you in the next one.
thanks, guys.
Peace.